With 2 races left on the 2022 calendar, the runaway seasons for the Outlaw and Modified Championship may seem wrapped. But with car counts on the rise, the purse on site may be claimed by new champions. Welcome to the Paducah International Raceway, where we continue our coverage of the 2022 MRA Championship Series, and tonight it's nitrous-injected power with the Modified and Outlaw Pro Stock class, and the action has already gotten underway as we look at some footage of the track party a little bit earlier. Great to see the fans checking out the equipment and meeting the drivers of these incredible machines, and we have a bunch of them here across multiple classes. We're going to open things up with highlighted action from Session 1 of our OPS class. Some heavy hitters in the field, along with some guys who are slated to be some top dogs, but new trucks we'll be taking a look at as the night goes on. Here are 2 heavy hitters, Scott Sisler and Jesse Brown, a pair of S10. Starting off our first session, Sisler runs a 2-1-2 with an 8, Brown running a 2-2-3. Advantage going to Scott Sisler on that first pass. The man from Mississippi, a truck with battle scars on the other side. That's Will Harrison. This is the good side of it, going up against a beauty, a new truck out of the racing in the dirt shop, Kelby Ladner in the Patriot. Ladner was the big surprise in that one, a 196 to set an early pace, and he betters the standing track record on a 125-foot track for OPS at a 208. Jamie Suter and Matt Mathis, a new vehicle to us, is Mathis in the Jeep. Jamie Suter looking good here, looking for more in the next session, though, at a 232. Mathis, very impressive at a 206 here in Session 1. Then, another awesome, wild-looking rat rod, that is Greg Booker from Steelville, Missouri. Will be running at his home track to end this series off. He goes up against Don Cato. Cato laid out of the hole at a 208, still a good time. Greg Booker moving quick at a 204, so they've got a lot of fast runs early in the draw. The points leader, Jason Chaya, has been undefeated up to this point in the season. We'll see if he can hold on to that tonight, but a wild ride in Session 1. A 197, though, a solid effort for Jason Chaya, puts him right behind Harrison. Rick George rolling on back to the pits. We got a chance to catch up with your points leader after this session, Jason Chaya.
Jason Chaya chasing the Patriot right now. Looked like the run got a little bit wild in the middle.
It did. It was fun. Fun rides usually aren't fast, though. So we'll try and calm it down a little bit and see what we can do in the second round.
You can tell Chaya was keyed up in that interview. There's a look at Mo Muddy, David Kurtz, and Trevor Latham in Hammer Time, 2 of the best-looking pieces of equipment on the premises. Both of them blue with Chevy motivation as they staged up and waited on green. Unfortunately, though, not the ride that either one of those guys were looking for. The underdog of the 2 was Latham. He launched sideways but kept it inbounds for a 264, and Kurtz went out of bounds and over the cones. And this is the way the first session ended up in the OPS class. Kelby Ladner leading the charge at a 196.03. Will Harrison, Jason Chaya, Rick George, and Matt Mathis rounding out the field. So a couple of surprises in that top 5, but you can see how competitive it will be tonight as we move on into action. We had a chance to catch up with your leader.
Kelby Ladner and the Patriot leading the OPS class, and you bettered the national record. Now you got to back it up.
That's what they say. That's what they say. I think that's the hard part, though, is backing it up, trying to be consistent, get 2 passes back to back, lay down. It's tough to do it, especially in the dirt with the inconsistency there. But we're going to give it our best shot for sure.
This new car is looking awesome. This new truck, I should say, is looking awesome in this class. But this track does seem like it's holding the horsepower tonight.
It is. Actually, I was a little bit worried about it hooking up when we came down earlier and looked at it, but as soon as I did my rollout and backed up, I was like, oh yeah, we're about to make it happen. So no, definitely a great facility. I know we brought it down to 125 foot for safety reasons, but it's still perfect.
Back on the line now with the modified paddles. Highlights from session 1. Keith Mitchell and the Magician up against Steve Jones, who we've not seen since Indy 2019. Watch this run. Both of them yanking the left front into the air. A 195 for Jones and a 170 for Mitchell. Looking for record times in this class. Here comes a second-generation driver, Caleb Dunsavage. We saw Ronnie Dunsavage, his father, in that vehicle earlier in the year. They built that one. And then the Power Pro chassis of Jeff and Jacob Smith. It is Jeff Smith at the wheel tonight in the modified paddle class behind the wheel of the Mud Pony. Caleb Dunsavage going after the 170 of Mitchell. He runs a 171. Smith running a 208 with some problems. But if they can get that thing battened down, they are going to be tough to beat when they come back for session 2. The newcomer to the class, but a hard charger. He's definitely showing his wear. Daniel Caraher in looking for trouble out of the state of Nebraska. This is only, I believe, his 3rd week with this car on the series, and he's looked good so far in 2022. With 5 in the mod class, it wraps up the very competitive top 3. Really a battle between those top 2 right now, Keith Mitchell and Caleb Dunsavage, who are, by the way, establishing a record. Let me be clear. They're not looking to break a record. They're looking to establish the class record on a 125-foot track tonight. So, whatever they do, it's going to be interesting because they're all going after it. Stay with us when we come back. The OPS class comes back to the track for session 2.
This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by Monsters Monthly. For up-to-date info, media, and all your other monster truck needs, visit monstersmonthly.com. And by Crush This. For a look inside the world of monster trucks, check out Crush This, a Monster Truck podcast. This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by RPM Army. For a wide array of content from across the motorsports world, visit rpmarmy.com. Your high-performance fix on the go.
Back under the lights in Paducah, Kentucky, a pair of 632 cubic inch Chevrolets coming to the line in the near lane. The heavy Chevy, that is Trevor Latham in Hammer Time 2015 Chevy Colorado fiberglass body. No nitrous, though, with a BTE Power Glide transmission going side by side with David Kurtz in his 87 CJ7. One of the Eric Bidlack built chassis, at least the main chassis, and he and his crew did a lot of work to it. The advantage, though, has got to go to Kurtz in the Jeep. Both of those guys have got to be happy to get a nice straight run after the Session 1 runs they had. A 202 with a 7 for Kurtz in the Jeep, and a 218 with a 1 for Latham. Impressive for the heavyweight Chevrolet there of Trevor Latham. Hammer Time. David Kurtz out of the Buckeye State, though, laying down the fast time of those two right now, both chasing after Kelby Ladner at that 196, which is going to be a tough time to beat. Remember, the record time for 125 feet is 2.08. So we've already broken the record. The question is, can they reset the record? Now, as Jason Chaya, your points leader with that massive Bischoff Ford Hemi, comes to the line. He was sitting in third after Session 1. He's not going to beat his own time there, a 2:09. Not what Chaya was looking for at all. first round to put him into third place. So here he's going to have to sit back and see where he ends up. But this is definitely going to make the storyline interesting because this is the first time he's going to come out of an event without a victory where he has appeared. As you see Chaya, always a happy gentleman as he takes off the helmet and the head sock. There's Don Cato rolling in to get staged, packing down a little dirt to try to give himself a little more grip on this starting line, although it's been an impressive track so far. Remember, on the next edition, we'll have the open cut class coming up, but the mod paddles have definitely shown this track will hold horsepower, so I cannot wait to see where the rest of these guys end up as the night goes on. The OPS class so far has been impressive, as you see Greg Booker out of Steelville, Missouri, staging up next to Advanced Missouri's Don Cato, a pair of Show Me State machines. Boy, once Cato got moving, he got moving. 203 and a 209. Neither one of them going to get over Ladner, but again, a beautiful pair of runs that would have been near and beyond record territory after session 2. Right now, though, Kelby Ladner has set the bar very, very high, and I have a feeling there's one guy in the field right now who has a shot at him. Take nothing away from the rest of these guys. They're going to hang on in there and see where they end up in the money, as this track is definitely holding some horsepower tonight here in Kentucky. We will be right back as Jason Chaya tows his back to the trailer. The rest of the class will come out and wrap up session 2 after a quick groom. Stay with us.
Hey, welcome to Wild Man Adventures. We're at the Silver Lake Sand Dragway. There really wasn't any off-roading back then. It was all off-road. We're on our way to Lima, Ohio. Got wooden wheels.
Oh, it's slippery as all get out of.
Hey, we're here with Rich Cummins. Hey, we're here with Mike Potter. Hey, we're here with Alan Pizzo. Gotta check it out. This week we're gonna go down memory lane.
Welcome back to Paducah International Raceway as the OPS class continues. Session number 2. You see Matt Mathis coming to the line to go side by side with Jamie Suter. Two very capable machines, but keep in mind, just to get to second right now, you need a 196 with a 4, as Kelby Ladner is sitting on top of the class at a 196.03. So the record coming in again was a 208. These guys are definitely going way faster than that. Even the bottom of the class tonight is going well beyond the record as Jamie Suter stages up that beautiful Chevrolet. Massive power plant in that one. Out of Woodlawn, Tennessee, 872 cubic inch rear and Morrison race engine next to a 638 big block Chevy Pro Stock chassis with a Jeep body. Mathis was surprising in session 1. Man, they are getting off the line quick tonight. Look at that, a 196 with a 7 for Suter. So he's in good territory right now. I believe that'll move him to third place. Just behind Will Harrison as the flames shoot out the pipes. Looks like he set it down maybe a little early. He got off the power. Remember, we're the very short shutdown here as they are pointed toward an embankment and a concrete wall. Matt Mathis has been very impressive tonight in that little black Jeep. 203 for him, but here comes the leader. And second place, they're going to go side by side right now. There's Kelby Ladner in the Patriot. Both of these machines out of the state of Mississippi. Ladner with a 700 cubic inch Texas race engine going side by side with a vehicle that used to run a TRE 716 cubic inches, now with a 526 cubic inch blown Brad Anderson Hemi. So we'll see, can the Hemi get past the nitrous injected Blazer? Two beautiful machines in the class, even though one of them is very evidently battle scarred from its first race this season. Let's see, can Ladner hang on? Talk about sticking the horsepower. That Blazer was scooting. 198 with a 2. That will be good enough to back up the record for Kelby Ladner and take nothing away from Will Harrison. He was taking a shot at it, but that 196 with a 4 will be his standing time as we have 2 vehicles left in the class. Another look at the run. Look at Ladner moving down the track quick. Getting well out on the competition. Again, trying to not let that concrete wall in that short shutdown area get in their head. As he pulls the headstock off, he will watch the final 2, these little Chevy S10s, go down the track. 2 very powerful machines in the Pro Stock division. One of them we haven't seen in a while, Scott Sisler. Good to see him back at the wheel of Mr. Showtime. Thing was green last time we saw it. Now with the bright blue color going side by side with that brilliant orange loose cannon out of the state of Tennessee. That is Jesse Brown. 715 cubic inch big block Chevrolet for Brown. 655 VZ big block Chevrolet. 98 S10 out of New Matamoros, Ohio. Let's see which of the S10s will come out on top here. I can tell you just by looking at them, neither one's going to pull off the impossible, but nothing to be ashamed of. They're both better than record time. Sisler and Brown laying it down here in session number 2 as they come out of it. Look at that, Brown got himself into the number 5 spot. Ladner clearly with the victory, backing up the record at a 196.0. Will Harrison, Jamie Suter at a 196.7. Jason Chaya in 4th, and Jesse Brown rounding out the field in number 5. You had to back up the record. To back up the record, you got to pick up the win, so it's good all around.
Great all around. Actually, we were a little bit slower on the second pass, but it was still close enough for the range to back up the record. So for sure, official today, we hold the national record for 125 foot in Outlaw Pro Stock class. So we've moved the bar moving forward here for Outlaw Pro Stock. I see exciting things happening. So much potential in all these rides out there. Only up from here, and it's great competition. A lot of support up and down with Shane and Scott there racing in the dirt. Every step along the way. All the fuel injection stuff on here is new. For me, definitely had to lean on them for a lot of the tuning part for that right now. So, but awesome ride. They have supplied us with an awesome ride. Very pleased with it, and had an awesome time tonight. The biggest thing about this, though, is not about really the record is great for me. Just going out there having fun, but the after part, and getting around to see everybody just hanging out is probably the most passionate thing I have about it. So,
all right, well, congratulations and good luck down the road.
Absolutely, man. Thank you very much.
Talk about one of the nice guys of the sport. Now, you don't see him on the leaderboard here in the season point standing just because he got a late start, but I guarantee he's going to be a threat next season. Jason Chaya still leading this thing on his runaway season. And then Greg Martinez, who unfortunately is not here. His machine will return when we go to Steelville. Jesse Brown hanging on in there in 3rd place, maybe a little outclassed, but he's not letting it hurt him. Greg Booker and then Will Harrison with the blown machine coming on there in the number 5 spot. We'll see how the points change when we wrap things up in Steelville, Missouri. We are not done here, though. Tonight we still have the modified paddle class yet to go when we come back to Paducah, Kentucky. for the modified paddle class, session 2. Remember, we are establishing records here tonight. There is no record for the modified paddle class in the 125-foot track. Keith Mitchell leading the charge at a 1.70 with a 7. Caleb Dunsavage, though, right on his heels. A lot of experience between those two teams. And then Steve Jones, who unfortunately will not return for session 2, leading Daniel Carrer and Jeff Smith, who's going to be looking for something here in session 2. He had some engine problems in session 1. Daniel Carrer out of Nebraska coming to the line. By the way, this guy was the last guy to win the Super Stock division. That vehicle, his Ford pickup, is also in the field here this weekend. Let's see what he's got here in the mods. Carrer looking good, a 209. Not going to get him into that elite fleet just yet, but he's making nice, consistent, straight runs. So when he comes back next year, he's going to have the seat time, he's going to have the experience, he's going to have more tuning knowledge, and that's going to allow him to make better and better runs every time he goes down the track. And you see a look at it again as you saw Caleb Dunsavage moving over toward the starting line as he's going to get ready to go side by side with the Mud Pony. That is Jeff Smith. Get ready to bring these guys out. Smith with a 772 cubic inch big block Ford Hemi built by Snake Power Engines out of Prescott, Arkansas. Mud Pony, of course, out of Austin, Arkansas, a multi-generation team going side by side with another multi-generation team. The son getting the father staged up in the far lane, and its brother staging brother here in the near lane. It's Caleb Dunsavage at the wheel of his father, Ronnie Dunsavage's Color Me Gone. Those who have followed the sport of mud racing for many years probably know the last name Dunsavage. They are powerful contenders and pioneers in this modified class. We'll see what they can do here. Chasing a 1.707. He does it. Look at that. A 167 with an 8. And Smith runs a 191, so he definitely got whatever his problem was taken care of. See if that thing was blowing flames on the front line. Again, it spit some fire there off the starting line, but nowhere near the problems he had his first time around. So Dunsavage has now put the pressure on this man, Keith Mitchell, our final competitor here in Paducah, purging the nitrous. You want to get the pressure just right. You don't want excess pressure. You don't want excess gas in those lines. It will bog that engine down. It will not serve its purpose, which is a power adder. It will help propel this machine much quicker down that track, but it's only if he gets the setting right. It's a 4-stage nitrous kit, and he usually only ever uses 2, but let's see what he does here, chasing a 167. Oh, Mitchell with problems on that run. And I don't even know if he went out of bounds, but look at that. It's not going to matter. He has a negative in front of the 0. I've never seen that before. 191. He wasted a decent pass, but not going to get the record here tonight. That's big problems for Mitchell right there. And again, he did red light, even though it showed up as a reaction time. Not sure what happened there. Check in on him here as he gets a word in with his crew.
Keep it in bounds, dude.
I don't know. I told my hand, I said, hey, did ask much twice.
What'd you guys run your second pass?
167.85?
Yeah, 167.85.
109.60.
109.60.
What?
109.60.
109.
We're getting back. I was a nervous freaking wreck up there. I'm like, he's going to get it. He's going to. That's just how it is.
Very happy family of mud racers here tonight. You could hear Mitchell. He had a lot of enthusiasm in his voice. He's just glad to see the class doing well. He had a wild ride there, though, in session 2. I know he'd like that one back. But that's the way it goes sometime. We're going to head down now and talk to your champion in the mods, Caleb Dunsavage.
Caleb Dunsavage establishing the record for this class here on the 125-foot track. How'd the track feel?
Track was great. Really, really good. It's a good place to run. Fine facility here. Fine facility.
You guys are running right there with the blower cars. They're on the cuts tonight. You're on the paddles, so it does give you a little bit more speed, but it's impressive. You're able to pull it. I mean, it was fast going past us on the other end.
It was. It's running good now. Finally, we fought with it all year and finally figured it out. So it's working good.
That wall comes up quick, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Yep. You get there fast.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
That 2,200 horsepower Chevrolet certainly got the job done for them tonight. He moves himself into the 5th place spot. By the way, you see Jesse Brown is sitting there on the board. Even in a Pro Stock Division vehicle, consistency has paid off for him this year as he sits in the number 4 spot. Daniel Carrer in the number 3 position. Keith Mitchell moving up to number 2 as he threatens the guy on a runaway season. Likely won't beat Shane O'Rogie as the rules dictate you throw out your 2 worst scores at the end of the year, and that may mathematically help O'Rogie stay in that number 1 spot in spite of what Keith Mitchell does. But with only 1 race in the season, it's nearly going to be impossible for Mitchell to jump over him. What a night of action it's been. Breaking records, resetting records, and establishing records. And remember, we still have the open class coming your way next time on the Cut Tires. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you then.